Are you making a game? Do you want to make a game? Do you feel bad about your game? Do you feel like you can't make a game because you're not good enough, because you don't know how to program, because you don't know anything? Let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is not important. What is important that you should know is that I've been coding for 12, 13 years. I've been making art since I was 5. My mom was a fine artist. I've taken a lot of classes. I'm very experienced in all the facets of making games. I've been making games, little games, for a very long time. I used to work as a professional software developer for a long time. I was a team lead on a development team. My game is a mess right now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna just let's start playing. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what it's like. I'm gonna show you what it's like to make software. Okay. So here's my game, Hot Worlds. It's a beat 'em up. Okay, so this looks okay. Well, first of all, let's see. The background needs to be redone for this because I rearranged the characters. So one of the things we need to do is unlock costumes. So right now she has 2 costumes. That's pretty good. That all seems to be working okay. Okay, first of all, I've been messing with the camera and I want to be able to zoom it, but through changing the zoom level and then stretching out some other stuff, the UI that goes over the top is now shrunken, and I need to figure out a good way to keep it in the right place and zoom it back up so it matches this size. But there's also going to be some places where the camera is zoomed out and then the resolution of the game would match this resolution. So I need to decide again, how do I do that? Just how is that going to work? Recently I added some little environmental tutorial. If you play Wario Land 4, they got some stuff like this, like there's hieroglyphics in the first level that show you what you can do, and then they have some little teaching moments. But I threw this together in a couple of minutes. I added this little NPC in this in the first safe room, and you can talk to him. I added speech bubbles, and they work all right. But I've been trying to get this little edge down here to fill up so it covers all the text, but that's not working, so I need to fix that. That's a problem. All this art is very rough. I'm gonna have to fix that. You can see her feet when you run. She's actually set a little bit low. This animation exported incorrectly, so I need to make sure that the run animation goes up a little bit. What else? Oh, I added this too. You can sit on the couches now. But oh, here's a problem I need to fix. The control doesn't totally freeze when you sit, and turning still is allowed. And I think, yeah, it still lets you attack, but it doesn't get you out of the sit, so you can you're stuck in that unless you stand up from sitting again with the action button. And then see, he's over here. Mario is so dumb. Oh, how did I get here so fast? Oh no! Now here's another problem. The camera is cutting off the rest of his dialogue. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I added this little thing where the diamonds are now visible under the health bar, so that's cool. That's a good thing. Let's see. Oh, the camera is kind of jittery, I think. Maybe that's not that bad. Oh, yeah, okay. So I need to add a doorway, because the door opens and it opens to a wall, but you can walk through the wall. Okay, so I'm working on debugging hit stun. Right now, I just have it so that the enemies flash green. I'm just setting it to modulate their color, which looks like crap. And the hitboxes are visible. The hitboxes don't work very well. I can hit from way far away. Oh yeah, and when enemies die, the AI doesn't stop controlling them, so they slide around on the ground while they're knocked out. It's another problem. Maybe I should be counting all this. Maybe I should be keeping track. I don't know. Well, I got some ways to keep track. This works pretty well. You do those little things. Let's see, is there anything else wrong here? I think this is okay. This all seems pretty good otherwise. Okay, go through. Ooh, spooky. Low chance that going through there you'll encounter a big bad enemy. Kind of sucks. He doesn't really do anything different, so his AI needs to get fixed up. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So now when you get to the break room, you can, oh, well, this break room already kind of looks really weird because you can walk up over the top of the chair, because the chair is just a flat image drawn in the background. Okay, so what's supposed to happen here, you unlock a move, it shows you what you unlock. Right now that text is way too small, that's another problem. For some reason, only for Val, it seems only to be for Val, sometimes it doesn't play the demo and you just are paused and then the menu doesn't come up because you're paused and it won't play the demo animation. You're supposed to use the move that you unlocked. And I think in order to exit, yeah, I have to hit escape and then resume from the pause menu, and then it starts. Because we've unpaused and it has the unlock sequence queued up. But it can't play because it paused the game. And for some reason that stuff isn't, I don't know, man. So that's a problem. Another thing that really needs to get fixed is this flashing thing, because I'm worried that that's going to cause, flashing problems to photosensitive people. So that's an accessibility thing that I need to change quickly. The little, there's this little arrow here that's supposed to show up down as part of the text box that shows you what you're unlocking. And that is another thing caused by me changing the camera angle. So I can continue with this, that's okay. But yeah, the whole, this all stuff is camera angle problems. Okay, so learn guard, if I hit learn, okay, that's fine. This comes up fine, it's another camera problem. The camera's not supposed to jerk back like that. She's supposed to be down here in the corner. This all seems to work okay. Oh, once you swap a move, it doesn't refocus, so the arrow controls don't work anymore. Now I have to use the mouse. So only the first time you swap, it's going to work with the controller, and then you're not going to be able to change the move again, which is a problem. Okay, and then to exit, you have to hit escape, and when you hit escape, it opens the pause menu after you swipe your move, which I don't want to happen. Okay, so that's a problem. Oh yeah, and you can just see that the hitboxes are misaligned pretty badly, I think. No, those are okay. Some of them are very misaligned. That one seems okay, actually. I think maybe Val's are okay. Except the boba. So I added this little vending machine. I need to add, I want to add like a theme on this so this menu actually looks like a vending machine. I think that would be pretty cool. Arrow controls don't work. I have to make it focus one of these items when you open the menu. You can purchase from it though, I think. Let's see. So then it pops out. I want to add a little animation there so it looks better. Figure out how to, I don't know. Figure out how to do that somehow. I didn't need that because I don't think I had any lost health. Okay, so here's the boss fight. I got to 8K. Right now, the boss fight doesn't start until you walk towards her. I don't know if I like that, but before you start the boss dialogue, you can hit her, which is so you can use cheese. So that's a problem that needs to be fixed, but I will start this. When you start your dialogue, Val is wearing Richter's costume from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because I included that as part of my portraits for the Halloween cutscene I did. And now, when you start portrait dialogue, the first portrait line doesn't set the character's costume, the character who isn't talking, the other character, it doesn't set their costume on the first line, so it's wrong. It's some default always. So see now that she's talking, it says her costume right, but that first part needs to stop. And then when you're done with dialogue, the character is still stuck in whatever animation they were in when the dialogue started. So Val was running there. The projectiles seem to be on the wrong Z layer for some reason. This is wrong. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't want this move to stun because it's cheesy. It's supposed to be like low damage and fast projectile that doesn't stun, like Fox's laser and Smash Bros. Can destroy projectiles, which is good, but enemies don't know to destroy projectiles, so it's super broken. I did add that little. Oh yeah, I already shut that unlock. That helps a lot because before you couldn't really tell. Okay, we unlocked a costume. The costume unlock shopping bag doesn't go away once you pick it up for some reason. And since it's just walk into it and pick it up, you can unlock any number of times with one. Yeah, so I'm unlocking the same costume multiple times, and I think, let's see. Okay, so the way I'm unlocking the costumes, I just have a count of the number of costumes there are, and I'm incrementing the count. I don't actually check whether I've exceeded the number of costumes that exist. So right now, it's way up past 8. She only has 3 costumes. So I need to put some kind of restriction on that. And I might actually need to like name the costumes and use the dictionary here so I can say like her tank top costume is number 1 and the hoodie costume is number 2, etc. But yeah, that's all very not right. Let's see. Spot. Here. So I've just unlocked every one of her costumes with that one item, so that is a problem. So once we beat a boss, we go back to the main room. I think you're supposed to have transitions between these rooms, so it's not as jarring, but it's not working either. To add transitions there. Oh yeah, and the pickups are showing behind the bar, even though they're on the ground. They need to be showing in front of the bar. That's a Z-layer problem. What else? Okay, go back through here. Oh, the gremlin's sprite sheet is bad, so he jumps into the air when you hit him. It's kind of misaligned in general. Sliding around. Okay, all the problems with the game right now? A lot of problems. Oh, let's look at some pause menu problems. There's a problem. Controls menu isn't populated. It can't tell here which controller. There's multiplayer, so you can use multiple different controllers. It should detect what controller opened the pause menu. I think that's a problem. It can't tell for some reason. So I think that's why the controls menu isn't working right. When you go view moveset, this is also not picking her moveset that she has equipped right now. This is something totally different. When you hover over these, it's supposed to have her play her preview animation, so you know what these moves look like. That's not working. And I think it's not showing her moveset for the same reason. It can't tell which controller opened the menu. It unpauses when you close that, so you are stuck in the pause menu, and the enemies can attack you, so that needs to not unpause. Tips menus, okay. Let's see. Settings, okay. Go back to the lobby, that's good. Okay. We did unlock AK, nice. She shouldn't have any costumes. She doesn't have any. I'll hopefully just cycles through those 3. Yeah, okay. So that's good. I do have a limiter on that, so even if it thinks I have 8 costumes unlocked, I still only can equip the costumes that I have. So that's good. Unlock warm-up. And I do use the costume that I unlocked. Let's go see any other problems we got. Arena. I know some problems here. So you're supposed to be able to change movesets. Make sure this is the same. Yeah. Still only have the same. Okay. So when you pick a moveset. Oh, okay. First of all, when I swap between them, it doesn't reset that icon. So it'll stay the same icon that it was before you switched characters, so that's a problem. Pick a moveset, and then you hit edit. It brings this up. More camera problems. We've already gone over that. It does open the right moveset. That's great. I thought it wasn't working. And I think you can modify it. Yes, you can. Nice. Okay, so we can set her moveset differently. That's great. And it is playing the previews. That's awesome. No custom controls yet. That button isn't working. This is supposed to give you the other movesets that are in this menu, so you can change them and pick which ones, so it's easier to go back and forth. Oh, this is a problem. So she's got costume 2 here, but she has her regular costume. I wonder how to and then when we return from the edit menu, it stays saying edit here, which I want it to pick the moveset that we had visible. So I should say hotstar. Oh yeah, when we have a travel move and you hover over it and it plays the preview, it uses the travel, so you slide around in your preview, which is not okay. Okay, so let's see. We'll pick an actual moveset, we'll add an opponent, we'll add AK. Oh no, that didn't work. So then I tried to add a computer opponent, and it should put her over here and make her a computer so I can also play, but that's not working. Now it's backwards. Let's see. She also doesn't have but let's restart and let's just see how this goes on stage. Go. Stages are working nicely, and they work. Oh yeah, so because of the camera problems, the way that the portraits work, they just go off screen and they don't get hidden. So now that the camera is at a different angle, she's visible. Yeah, she should be off screen. The first player portrait would just be off screen on the left. This is working. The timer's working. Come on. Is this? Oh yeah. Got it. Nice. Okay, that worked okay. But here's a problem I know about. Victim set. We're going to add an opponent. We're going to add the same fighter. It automatically knows to make a different costume if you pick the same character. So that's good. But when you actually go in, it doesn't pick the right costume. If that happened because you picked the same character, if you didn't go in and actually click the change costume button, the costume isn't applied. Whereas if you like you do it like this, you actually push the change costume button, it is applied. So that works at least. So the problem I think is that I'm not using the same method call to change the costume when you have a different costume because you picked the same. Hitbox problems. Move is overpowered because there isn't enough recovery frames. If that was slower, if that had more recovery frames, it wouldn't be able to stun lock. That would be better. That's most of the problems. Let's see about let's see how training mode is. This is not even to mention the problems with controllers. I haven't actually played with a controller in a long time, so let's see about changing environments. And we're going to try practice, right? Oh, there's no highlight on practice. Yeah, it does work, but it doesn't show you that you have practice focused. And the practice flip-flop button doesn't have a theme, so it's using the Godot default. So that's a problem. Okay, so this works. Oh, and again with the camera, the preview buffer is tiny, but preview buffer seems to be looking okay. Works, and we are showing the move you're using, and we're showing all the data correctly, so that's good. Damage is applied and then instantly healed, which is what we want for training, so you don't have to. You can still see how much damage your combo is doing, but it doesn't. Okay, so then I also have the ultimate system. You taunt to fill your meter, and then you push two buttons together. That works okay. I don't like the controls for taunting. You hold down shift and then press one of these buttons that usually are just attacks. I don't like that. I need to figure out how to equip. I don't know. I've been trying to keep the controls so that you can play it on like a Joy-Con. We only have 4 face buttons and one directional axis, and start selects L1, L2, R1, R2. So I've kind of, I think, run out of buttons that I can use. But there might be, I don't know, probably a good way to use that, to change that. Because it's not intuitive and it's hard to use. Maybe it's just I'm out of. Nope. No hitboxes on it, maybe. So that power move doesn't have hitboxes on it. And it's supposed to do a pause. So I added this little there's like a stop freeze frame for a couple seconds before you use your ultimates to make them more impactful. I'm gonna add like an effect and a sound effect, you know, a visual effect like lightning, and go, and then you'll use it. So that needs to get added real badly because these don't feel very powerful right now. They do a lot of damage and they're big hitboxes, and that's cool, but they don't. Yeah, they need more flair. Yeah. Okay, so that's a problem. I need to fix the hitboxes there. Let's see what else. She keeps walking. Oh, I bet that's why that isn't working for Val, the move unlock, because she is getting paused. Her animation player gets paused when the game is paused, and AK does not, so she will probably work fine. But that is also a problem. I want to be able to display moves, like, let's see. AK has, no, still not working. Oh, because it isn't setting her actual moveset, right? Maybe? No, that seems right. This is her moveset, but it's not playing the preview, so when I open this menu, it should target AK and play her previews, but it's not doing that. She's just idling. Let's see. Oh, I want this to loop when you pushing down here, and I want it to loop back up to the top of the menu. That's not happening. Oh yeah, okay. When we pause during that and we resume, I'm just standing there, even though I'm not pressing any buttons. I'm locked in the, not locked, but I'm stuck in the run animation. So that needs to get fixed. Knockback is kind of hairy. I don't really like it. I've improved improved at least the knockdown. Knockdown is better. Val, I think, has a moveset that's much better. Yeah, pop up. We'll show pop up. How the moves are going. Practice. Let's try a different stage. Okay. So pop up sometimes does the right knockback and sometimes doesn't. I don't know why. I want when you're in the air, I want always to add some upwards knockback so you can juggle. I think that'll make it really fun to do combos. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't do the vertical knockback. And I can't tell when, because like whenever I want to test it, it always works. You know how that is? What else do we have? I mean, that's not everything wrong with the game. That's just the bugs, man. Like, then there's gameplay problems. Then I have to make sure it's fun, balanced. And then that's just the problems I'm finding today when I'm playing, as I'm playing. Let's see what other problems I have. I have my to-do lists of problems. Here's my visible bugs. I have 39 issues in this to-do list and 16 issues in this to-do list. Problem is, I added probably 12 issues today. It's a lot. It's a lot, dude. A lot. Don't feel bad about yourself. You start coding and it seems like an insurmountable task. Just take it one thing at a time. That's all you can do. Keep a list. Make the simplest little to-do list with one item that you know you can fix, and fix that, and you'll feel so good about yourself. And just try not to look at the rest of your gigantic to-do list. Keep smaller to-do lists. This is me, okay? I'm not going to call this advice. I'm going to call this how I work and how I continue to keep confidence in myself and feel like I'm progressing. In the morning, I try to make a little to-do list with 5 or 10 items, or I'll pick off like 3 things off my to-do list. And I want to keep it manageable so it looks like I can do everything on the to-do list. I don't want to be looking at a Kanban board with 100 items on it. A Kanban board with 100 items on it will send you into despair. It will, it will mess with your head, man. I tell you, I tell you. You'll start to feel like, wow, I take one thing off of this and I add 3 more things after I fix one thing. It's never ending. It's never going to end. It will end. Will end because you don't need to finish every single thing on your to-do list either. This to-do list I have, a lot of this is stretch goals. I don't know if I'm going to finish all of it. Let me tell you something else about bugs. You know what bugs are? Bugs are unexpected behavior. That's a good way to think about bugs. Don't think about it as a thing that's wrong or a thing that's broken. It's just stuff you didn't expect. No software is bug-free. There is no bug-free software because all software will present unexpected behavior. You're going to have bugs in your release. How do you know when you're ready to release? If you wait until every single thing is fixed to release, you're never going to release. You have to figure out what are acceptable bugs, even you know about. You're going to have stuff that you know about that you release with. It's going to be a decision that you have to make on how big of a bug it's okay to release with. Pokemon released barely playable. They made a lot of money. That's not good. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's good practice. I think you should delay a little bit until you show it to people and people decide, yeah, I think this is good. This is good. We can do this. I don't blame the developers of Pokemon for releasing it the way it was. That kind of thing usually happens because of the business people who are telling you, get it out now, we're losing money, we gotta get it, we're gonna make money anyway. Developers want to release quality software, man. They do. They have to cut corners at the end because business pressure. That's how it is in the world. So don't blame the developers. Don't call developers lazy. Developers, I mean, there are lazy developers though. You can tell. You can tell when a developer just didn't care. But you know what? If they don't care about the thing they're working on, that's not their fault. That's people got to make money. People have to make money to live in this world. Unfortunately, wouldn't it be nice? Money didn't exist. But yeah, there's my little philosophy for you. Don't feel bad about yourself.